Johnny Spears was a friend of mine, and he had seen a play that I had written that was put on in a theatre run by this particular friend who was a friend of a friend, blah, blah, blah. And he asked me, did I have any ideas for something that could be feature films? And I had this idea for Adam and Paul. I had a lot of diary stuff taken from observations of homeless heroin addicts in Dublin city centre. And Johnny then asked me to come in for a meeting, and in that meeting Lenny was there, and because he was looking for a project for Lenny, and the both of them wanted to make something. And Lenny responded very strongly to the material that I gave him, and that was just the beginning of the collaboration, and it's been a wonderful thing, I have to say. I always like to work with a director. I think it only leads to a world of pain. With Garage, I think there's only like 2 drafts or 3 drafts, I think. But we discussed it a lot, you know, and those discussions were very much part of the creative process, you know, for both of us, I think. I mean, you write and then you pull back, and then you write again and you pull back again, just to see whether you have too much or not enough or just enough. I began to give life to characters in my head and heard them chatting away and took down their dialogue, basically. Adam and Paul, I think, Way Out West, Laurel and Hardy's Way Out West was a big influence on it, and I love Laurel and Hardy and I love the physical comedy of it. But also I'd seen something when I'd seen the homeless heroin addicts in the streets of Dublin. There was something a little bit childlike about them, the way they spoke, and there was something strange about the way they walked in slow motion, and it suggested vaudevillian sort of tramps on the street, etc. So it just fitted in very nicely. My advice to any aspiring writers is to write. That is just it. There's a lot of people who sit around thinking about what they're going to write, but it's all in action that things happen. There are opportunities out there, you know, the television companies are looking for stories and writers, and film companies are looking for stories and writers, so just get your work out there. I also think it's very important to finish things, because it's only by doing that you actually have a chance of getting anything done, you know, because sometimes when you start a screenplay, you know, you can have you write the first 20 pages and you think, that is brilliant, I'm absolutely brilliant, and then you're afraid to write anymore in case you break it. But you actually have to break it and remake it and do all the brave work of pulling it apart and sticking it back together again, basically.